Hey, welcome to Q's, aka bullshit content, aka I didn't have time to make a music video this week, so I'm just gonna interact with you guys and bullshit around. Here we go. At Guru Zach said, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Probably just ask someone to go get me one, and if they didn't, I'd be like, here's 20 bucks, will you get me one? Aviator 44999 says, will you ever come to Israel? We have cookies. If you have cookies, I'm there. Sort of. I also need like $4,000, but cookies are cool. Dan Solman asks, tell us about the first concert you went to or performed. First one I went to, Cherry Poppin' Daddies. Cherry Poppin' Daddies were big, swing was back, and then it died like 2 years later. I was in 7th grade, my dad took me and my 2 buddies. It was awesome. First thing I ever performed in a band, I was in a band called Eddie Haskell. That's my first band performance. You can be the judge of how it went. At Jaden's Block says, what was your favorite game to play when you were a kid? Video games, card games, anything. Does playing Doctor count? At Marco Zadigger says, why do you hate falsetto? I only hate my falsetto. I think falsetto is really beautiful, but my falsetto is like a punchline every time I do it. I'm just like, hello there, this is my falsetto, I'm trying to sing. It just sounds like Mr. Hanky from South Park or like a bad impersonation of that. At Boxofflix says, band you'd love to play with. Bare Naked Ladies. It's been 1 week since you looked at me, cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. Just because they play good music from their heart and they have fun doing it. At Steven Crowtown says, learning guitar, easiest way to learn? There's really not an answer to that. It's gonna be a little hard no matter what you do, but there's 2 keys to making sure that you actually get better, and that's 1, you gotta love it, you gotta be into doing it, and 2, repetition. Just try to make it not so much a chore. Only learn songs that you're really into. Not Cricken4444 says, any ideas for art for your next album? No. Dana Zapiniuk says, if you were a toilet, who would you want to sit on you? Tyra Banks, circa 1996. Come here, baby. That was gross. Roger Sandoval says, why did you start to make mashups or covers? I started making mashups because I discovered that I could do it and that I thought they were fun. I thought people would want to watch them, and I knew that I could do at least one a month because I could produce them easily. And then sometimes I do covers because you guys request them. Other times I do covers because I think a lot of people will watch them. Straight up, I'm just trying to get views sometimes. But even if I'm not like super into the song, I try to make it my own. Liza Selvanova asks, will you do a blank mashup? Pachaka, oh wait, favorite Offspring song, Staring at the Sun. I'm Gray Gray. What's your favorite Blink song? Probably Windy Clear. Killjoy Shadowhunter says, do you like My Chemical Romance? I really like the first album and a couple songs after that. At Mikey Page says, who inspired you to get into music? That's a 2-part question. My parents, because they put me in this thing when I was in kindergarten called Kinder Music, where a brave soul of a woman would get 10 little idiots in a room and try to teach them musical notation and how to play the xylophone, and it's probably awful for her, but I liked music ever since then. And the second part is pop punk music. That's what got me into music. I started playing guitar, and that was the first music that I discovered on my own. It wasn't just my mom being like, oh, this is Phil Collins, isn't he just dreamy? It's like, no, actually, this is a band called Sum 41. They're pretty badass, and I don't know, I just like what they're doing. Yogev Ron, will you ever make a Coldplay mashup? Sorry, dude, I probably won't. John Morrow asks, where is your dream place to tour and play some live shows? Europe, just because I love that countryside. Nathan Reese asks, would you ever consider doing a collaboration video song sing over a track if you found it good and hilarious? Yeah. Carla Ignition, do you ever feel like you have been putting into a box with the mashup? Like, are you being restricted from what you want to do as what others want from you? I feel like that with everything I put on this channel. And I can tell you how frustrating it is when I put a ton of work into something, I upload it, and I lose like a bunch of subscribers. I don't get it. I thought you guys wanted that. I'm kind of running out of bands that I'm like super into that I haven't done mashups for. There's still a few, but I feel like maybe you guys don't like them. That's a never-ending problem, I think, because I do want to please the audience, but at the same time, sometimes that comes down to not pleasing myself. So far, I feel like I've pretty much only done mashups of bands that I like, and I've been able to stay true for the most part. Robbie Corey asks, have you ever considered doing a series of remastered mashups with bands that have released new songs into your original mashups, such as Green Day, for example? You know, I have, but I kind of just get over doing the mashup sometimes, and I want to experiment with other things. But I've considered it. Adam Guthrie. Why? Why not? Chiku Kifu. Chiku Kifu. Chifu Kifu. What the f*** is that? Do you listen to metal? Yes. My gateway to metal was Tool. And lately I've been into a lot of gent, kind of like the band Intervals. Also love the band Polyphia. They're not really metal as much, but Intervals is. I love System of a Down, but yes, I do. Lily Bissett, what's your favorite think in the world? The favorite thing I've ever thought? Wow. Probably something super stupid that only I would think is funny. Like a Pop-Tart dancing in a tuxedo. Jose David Hidalgo Solis asks, what was your inspiration for playing guitar? The California Raisins. Back in like, when I was like 4 or 5, I watched California Raisins as a kid, and they play guitars. And so my mom got me a guitar for Christmas when I was like 5. And it was fun. I didn't really start playing though until I was in 8th grade. Micah Sampi asks, can you play Cliffs of Dover by Eric Johnson? On Guitar Hero? Yes. At Celltape, another longtime fan and Patreon supporter, said, Chad, least fave subject in school. Favorite subject was English, just because it was more abstract. Least favorite science, always got C's. I just sucked at it. That's not how my brain works. Simon Kopecki asks, could you solve my math tests? No, because I suck at math. Nico Reitman says, when did you start performing and why? Do you think you'll ever stop? I started performing when I was like 3 years old. I was obsessed with Wizard of Oz, and we'd get to the dinner table and I would assign my mom, my dad, and my sister to be different roles from the Wizard of Oz, and we would act out the movie. That's how I started performing. Why? I have no idea. Caleb Rose asks, why do you enjoy music so much? Because when I play it, everything just makes sense. Bram Groenhoff, if you could be a pie, what kind of pie would you be? Pumpkin, it's the shit. Danny Bartlett, do you have any tattoos? Nope. Estera Avs asks, if you could form a band with any musicians ever, whom would you choose and why? All right, this would be a super weird band, but it's my favorite icons. Max Bemis would sing from Say Anything. I would want Mark Hoppus to play bass and also sing. I guess I'd want Darren Malikian from System of a Down to play guitar, and I would want Cyrus from New Found Glory to play drums. I guess I gotta fit in there somewhere, so I'll just run around in a Speedo on stage. Daniel Edwardson asks, what was the first band you ever listened to? Rush? David Wood, what are your musical influences and when did you get the confidence to sing? A lot of pop punk bands first influenced me, like Green Day, Blink-182, Sum 41. Then I kind of evolved into a little darker sound, like Brand New, Thrice, RX Bandits. And then when I went to college, I learned classical guitar. I loved like hip-hop music, and like good hip-hop that's got some introspective lyrics, not just like talking about the club and your wanker swinging around. What gave me the confidence to sing? It was lots and lots of years and years of training, to be honest. I went through lots of insecure periods where I felt way more secure talking and like acting on stage. But once I was in an a cappella group in college, which was really fun, I got the confidence to not only sing, but perform. And I think that's half of singing, is owning it. You can be kind of an okay singer, but if you sell it, people won't really know the difference, as long as you're on key. At Matt Rewald, another longtime fan, said, yeah, bruh, when are you coming up to Seattle? I have no idea, man. Would love to tour one day, but I don't know how that shit works. You gotta put in all this legwork and email people like all day long. Sounds awful preparing for it. I just want the result, not the work. But one day, hopefully I can come to Seattle. Hopefully someone discovers me. That's an artist's flaw right there. Someone discover me, please. It's not gonna happen. You just gotta do shit and you know what? Try to forge your own path. Because if you're just waiting to be discovered, you're Florian Binder asks, have you ever been to Germany and what languages do you speak? I have been to Germany. I went to Munich and I went to the Hofbrauhaus and I went to some other fun stuff and I had some great food and sausage. And I speak 2 languages, English and bullshit. Bernardo Barney Rockland asks, what's your favorite album and why? Bare Naked Ladies, Stunt. Favorite album of all time because it opened my mind and showed me that full albums can be good. I can listen to it start to finish and I don't skip one track. And I loved it so much that in 7th grade, I faked being sick so that I could go home and listen to it. That was before I had a Discman. Bowflex Lumberjack Cronlin asks, will you sing me happy birthday with your angelic voice? You're the best. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Bowflex Lumberjack Cronlin. Happy birthday to you. Hey, hi, hello, this is the chat guy. Hey, hi, hello, thanks for stopping by. I like you and I hope you like I. Hey, hi, hello, hey, hi, goodbye.